think there's a fear of, you know, any major landslides or anything. It's more just that constant sloughing off of that bank. That's every year I have to go dig around the tanks and take care of that. Let's see, and every year I'm required to send in a backflow report, and we have to have a written ordinance for our backflow program. At this time, I'm in the process of getting that updated. There's a company called BMI, which is Backflow Management Incorporated, and they write the majority, or I should say a lot, of the backflow program and ordinances in the area. And they are working on ours.
What constitutes the backflow? What is the backflow?
Backflow is when water's going in a direction that it should not be going.
And how often do we have that happen? Because I noticed in the survey you sent out that there's a mention of, do you have a backflow shut-off or a backflow prevention system?
Right.
What would that be? What would we look for? Alrighty then.
That happens, let's say you're filling up your hot tub, you've thrown your hose into it, and all of a sudden, 3 doors down, your neighbors have a fire. So the fire department comes out, they hook up to the fire hydrant, they start reducing the pressure in our lines to where pretty soon they're pulling your hot tub water into our drinking water system.
Okay.
That's not the worst. I mean, it can be pesticides if you're out spraying your pesticides. We have not had a major backflow incident here that I know of. In fact, I don't know of any. I'm sure there's been little ones that I will never hear about, and maybe people don't even know that it happened. But
the report is required.
But the report, the ordinance, all of that is required. There's, like we have the lift station down at the end of the road on Riverside. They are required to have a backflow device, an RP on their system, which separates them, well, doesn't separate, it reduces the pressure between theirs and ours, so that we can't have that problem. And then there's homeowners, any homeowner who has a sprinkler system is required to have a backflow, a double check valve assembly at their meter. And if you have a pond or anything that you don't fill with your hose above the pond, or hot tub, if I catch you with your hose in your hot tub, I'll, say, hey, not a good thing. If I catch you doing it again, there's a good chance I might say you need to do something to prevent backflow, if this is a routine.
There are hot tubs made that have an automatic, and ponds that have automatic fillers. So
Yeah,
that's
and well, those scare me.
Yeah,
Like some
right.
people throw their toilet bowl float out into their pond and call that their on and off system. Anything like that, you would be required to have a backflow, a double check valve assembly or an air relief valve or something to protect it. If it's not up to the plumber's code on your property, and I know that, and I know that you're a backflow risk, then I can say you have to put in a double check valve assembly at your meter, and you're responsible for the upkeep of it. I don't like to do that, it's expensive.
You know how much?
Well, it costs $50 a year to have them tested. The backflow is about $300 for one that is acceptable for water systems.
If you had one on your residence, would it have to be tested annually?
If you have, yes.
So each individual, boy, this would be a good business for something.
Oh, it'd be a great business.
The county does that, or the county probably does that.
What's that?
They come check those.
The testing?
Yeah.
What I do with the homes here is I write them a letter saying, hey, it's time to get your backflow tested again.
Oh, okay.
I've tried to get everybody on the same schedule so that it reduces the price a little bit. One guy comes out and does all the backflows. We have them on Hoodvale, VRD, and then again, any of the homes that have sprinkler systems have them.
Okay. Good. Okay, so BMI is working on that report.
BMI is working on that report, and part of that is updating it, and that's why I sent out the sanitary surveys. If you haven't done it and got it back to me, please do that. We have one leak that's out there in a driveway that I know about that has been a problem leak driveway. This is his third major leak, and he's not real timely on getting them fixed.
Okay.
And so And in that case, I do start calling him a cross-connection thread, especially because at the same time he had his sewer line back up into the front yard. So I did have to give him a warning letter that says, hey, get it fixed, or you will be required to put a backflow on. And that's just something that I have to do. That's part of our ordinance now, and if I see a potentially dangerous situation,
Yeah.
I have to deal with it.
Okay.
And then I also heard through the grapevine, there was one other leak, so that puts us up to 9 leaks for the cold freeze that we had, the cold snap. My husband talked to the local plumber, and he said, yeah, I'm on my way out to Timberline Rim to fix a leak in the driveway. Unfortunately, it wasn't the guy who I had been trying to push to get his fixed.
So,
I was hoping. Got my iPhone, works great. We have logged me in on it, and it's up and running, and I can log on. Pretty much, I haven't had any problem. Other than my fingers are too big for the buttons, and that gets a little frustrating. I fight with it a little bit, but no, it's a great thing. Thank you very much for that. And on to the rec side. Spoke with Chris Paul from the Department of Forestry about the upcoming season. They are again planning on doing their mitigation, their fire mitigation in the rim. He still is in the process of hiring the person who I would normally work through. It's one person below him in the past. They're the ones who come out on site and direct the crew.
Is that getting the scrub out of the free space and stuff like that, or the?
Yeah, that's that, and helping the homeowners with their homes, and giving them information on what they need to do to protect their home. He has identified the areas that he would like to target this year. One of the areas is back behind Hideaway Lane. There's a steep hillside there. And I believe, we're not real sure, Weyerhaeuser, BLM, and forestry property, not real sure where it belongs to. We were going to do that one last time, but the homeowner, where it would have been convenient to access that property, was a little iffy on having the crew running back and forth across his land. And so I've recently talked to some homeowners who are actually not members of the RIM, but who live on that same street. And they seem pretty open to having that done because they're concerned too about the fire on the hillside. The other area that he'd like to target is the area as you're going into Division 5 between the highway and the mailboxes there. It's pretty overgrown back in there. Really bad in that area.
And some people have been dumping their
I know,
yard
and I want to
debris.
catch them.
I don't know who it is.
And how are we, we only have one exit over there, so it's like entrapment over there, so how are we going to be able to maybe get those rocks moved so that if we do need to go through, we can go through again in an emergency, or get a gate put in and give everybody a key over there or something, so that there's an extra exit, which is supposed to be a road, and it's a county road on the map, by the mailboxes there to the left.
I don't know, it's the first I've heard of.
Yes, on a county map, that is a road, and it should be open in case of, if we can't get out to the right, then we can get out to the left. It's supposed to be a thoroughfare, and that's how it was originally put on the maps. Because we're all cul-de-sacs down there, and our only other option is to jump into the river. We don't really have
so there you go.
many exits.
Well,
Yeah, get a boat.
well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, if the problem was anywhere behind that, we'd still be in the same shape.
Right.
Because that's kind of almost at the mouth of the road anyhow.
Good point. I have
Yeah,
not.
I'd like to discuss that if that's something that you would like to see done, just because the houses on the other side, I feel like some of them might have been the ones that break into our mailboxes, and to have easy access through there kind of.
No, they walk through there anyway.
Yeah, but
I
I
don't
just feel
think
like
that's,
it could cause more problems.
traffic.
More problems.
And the roads going back from there are not real good. Have you ever driven that road?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I ride my bike down there, but.
Scary spot. I used to
It's
walk
good
through
something
there.
to think about.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is.
we have a question from the audience.
I wasn't aware that was a county road. If it's a county road, do you even have the right to block it?
Who walked it?
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.